In the darkest corners of true crime, there are stories so horrifying that they seem almost unreal. Stories where the line between predator and protector becomes blurred, and where society is forced to reckon with the terrifying truth that monsters sometimes wear uniforms. Mikhail Popkov, a man who spent much of his life in the Russian police force, is one of these terrifying figures. Known as the Werewolf Killer in Russia, Popkov's story is one of chilling brutality, deception, and systemic failure. For nearly 2 decades, Popkov terrorized the citizens of Irkutsk, a region in Siberia, committing heinous crimes under the very noses of his colleagues and the law. Between 1992 and 2010, he ruthlessly murdered 86 people, mostly women, but his name only became synonymous with evil years later when the magnitude of his actions came to light. Unlike other infamous serial killers whose killings are often the result of random violence or a deep psychological disturbance, Popkov's story is marked by his calculated and methodical approach. He carefully selected his victims, often women, and used his position as a police officer to trap them in situations where they had no chance of survival. His profession, the very institution meant to uphold justice, became the mask behind which he hid his monstrous identity. But what drove Popkov to commit such brutal crimes? What motivated a police officer, someone who was trusted by society to protect and serve, to take the lives of 86 innocent people? And more disturbingly, how did a man with access to law enforcement resources, information, and power manage to evade justice for so long? These questions form the crux of the terrifying mystery that is Mikhail Popkov's killing spree. This case is more than just a story about a serial killer. It is a story that reveals the terrifying possibilities of authority gone awry, the dangers of a system that fails to act, and the darkness that can lurk behind even the most trusted faces in society. Popkov's descent into infamy as the Werewolf Killer is a chilling reminder that even those in positions of authority can abuse their power, and how the simplest of missteps or systemic flaws can allow such horrors to go unnoticed. In this deep dive into the case of Mikhail Popkov, we will explore the details of his life and crimes, examining how he evaded capture for years, the horrific acts he committed, and the broader implications of his actions on the law enforcement community and society as a whole. This story will uncover the devastating impact of his murders, the painstaking investigation that finally brought him to justice, and the haunting questions about trust, power, and the corruption within systems designed to protect us. Part 1. The life of Mikhail Popkov, a man who wore a mask. To understand the depth of Mikhail Popkov's depravity, we must first look at the man behind the mask, a man who seemed, at least on the surface, to embody the very values of law and order. He would later shatter with his horrific crimes. Mikhail Popkov, born in 1964 in the remote Russian city of Notorious,